Hey guys, it's Melanie from Nourished in Eden. Today I'm going to be showing you how I cook with organ meats. Now, organ meats are not my favorite type of food. I'm not crazy about the flavor, but I do like to incorporate in some of my recipes because they are so nutrient dense. But my goal when I'm cooking with organ meats is always to hide the flavor. So I'm going to share with you some of my secrets on how I'm going to actually hide them in my ground beef. And I'm also going to show you a recipe at the end for meatballs that have a really spicy, sweet Asian glaze, so you won't even know that there's any organ meats inside the meatballs at all. So let's get started. So I'm actually going to show you how I hide this liver in my ground beef. What I do is I actually buy already ground organ meats from White Oak Pastures, and I just go on their website and buy the pre-ground organ meat. It has liver, heart, and kidney. So you might be wondering, why am I including these organ meats? Well, the organ meats have a lot of B vitamins, they have a lot of minerals, they do have a strong flavor, but they have so many nutrients that they become an energizing food. So this is one food where if you're lacking in energy, or you're low in iron, or you're low in minerals, this is a great food to incorporate. But because it has such a strong flavor, I take a few more steps so that I don't taste it when it's in my food. So what I do with this ground liver is I take the ground liver, I put it into a bowl, and I actually cover it with vinegar. You can use lemon juice, you can use wine, but I cover it in some sort of acidic solution, and I let it soak for anywhere from 1 hour to 4 hours. And I let it soak, and then I strain it. So I'm actually putting it through this fine mesh sieve that you can see what I'm doing, and I'm literally straining out kind of the liquid, and then I'm putting the liver and heart and kidney grind into a bowl. Because now I'm going to take that grind and I'm actually going to mix it with my ground beef. So I went ahead and divided 1 pound of organ meats equally amongst 4 pounds of ground beef. So I literally just quartered the organ meat so that it really is hidden with the ground beef. But so now I have some extra ground beef and liver made up. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to package it up so it's ready to go in my freezer whenever I want to pull down some ground meat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down some saran wrap, and then I'm going to put the ground beef on it. I'm going to fold over the saran wrap, wrap it up really tight. Then I'm going to wrap it in a layer of aluminum foil. Fold those sides over, making sure that you're not getting any air pockets in there. And then I'm going to stick it inside a Ziploc bag. You could also use a food saver. I have one and I cannot find mine, so I'm just wrapping mine up in saran wrap and foil and putting it in a Ziploc bag. So we are now ready to make these sweet and spicy Asian meatballs that also have the organ meat in them mixed in really well, and I'm adding more flavor so that we don't taste any of the organ meats at all. Now you may be wondering why I'm going to such great lengths to add these organ meats if I don't even like the flavor. What you probably don't know is years ago I was actually diagnosed with a heart condition. And upon researching and studying and changing my diet and my lifestyle, I read about Dr. Weston A. Price and his research that took him around the globe. And he studied these different tribal groups. And what he found was, in all around the globe, these different tribal groups had specific foods that they went to great lengths to include in their diet. And one of those foods was organ meats. So it's really why I incorporate it. It's a nourishing food that, our great grandmothers ate liver probably once a week. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do with my diet currently. So let me show you how to make these meatballs. I'm going to start off by finely chopping some green onion. I'm going to take the ends off and then I'm going to finely chop them. I'm also going to grate in some fresh ginger and some garlic. Next, I'm going to start seasoning it with some sriracha sauce, so it's a little bit spicy, and we're going to add in salt and pepper. So now I need some binder. I'm going to add in 1 beaten egg, and I'm also adding in a tablespoon of Otto's cassava flour. So you're going to want to mix this really well, and then we're going to get them onto a baking sheet, and I'm going to try to make them even sized, and then we'll bake them and see if the organ meat flavor is really hidden in these. We're going to bake these at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Now let's make our sauce. I'm going to start off with some honey, so that's going to give it some sweetness. I'm then going to add in some sriracha sauce, which will give it a little bit of a spicy flavor. We're also going to add in some rice wine vinegar and some coconut aminos, or you could use tamari. And then I'm going to add a little bit of sesame seed oil. Now we're going to stir this together, and then I'm going to cook it on the stove until it bubbles and thickens, and then it's ready to go on the meatballs. So the meatballs are ready, and our sauce has thickened. So let me show you how I'm going to plate them, and then we'll taste them and see if we have been able to successfully hide that organ meat flavor. Okay, so let's get them on the plate, and I'll take a couple. They look really good and they smell really good. So then I'm going to get this sauce, which is thickened just a little bit. Remember, this is our sweet and spicy sauce. I'm just going to put over the meatballs. Now I think we should sprinkle these with a little bit of green onion, and I think that will help. So let's try out these spicy Asian meatballs that I have some hidden organ meat in them, which we're trying to cover up the taste. So let's try them and see. I've got Brant here. We're going to see if he can taste, if there's any slight off taste or aftertaste.
I'm not an organ meat eater, so we'll see. I've got my apple juice here just in case if I need to mask the taste.
So hopefully that spicy sauce that we put on them kind of covered it up. But they smell really good.
Here goes nothing. Get my organ meat on. So, I feel like I'm eating ground beef. I personally could not taste the organ meat, and a lot of times organ meat like liver and stuff will give a bad aftertaste. That's actually phenomenal. The sauce makes it, but as far as the meat quality, it's great. I literally feel like I'm eating ground beef.
I can't taste anything but the spicy sweet sauce, and I do taste the ginger in the meat, but I like it. It's spicy.
I'm a big fan of spicy foods. I was most worried about tasting the organ meat, and I can't taste the organ meat at all, so.
I can't taste it at all either. And there's liver, kidney, and heart ground up, but you can't taste it.
It's really good.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to put the recipe in the description box below, so if you try it out, let me know what you think. And if you want to see more video recipes, shoot me a thumbs up or send me an email on what you would like to see me cook in my kitchen.